Are you buying any part of the Bears' position that firing running backs coach David Walker in season, in which already DC Allen Williams already resigned under pressure, is proof that the organization's great culture? Did it take some nifty spin doctoring to come up with that one, which was repeated by Matt Eberflus and GM Ryan Poles? Are you buying it?
No, I think that is spin doctoring. I think the idea that, we have a standard, and if you don't meet the standard, we get rid of you, and that proves how strong the culture is. If you don't violate the standard, that proves how good the culture is. There is don't get puffy-chested about getting rid of people that were doing stuff that made them guys you had to get rid of. There is, hire people you don't have to get rid of in season. It damaged them to lose the defensive coordinator. They've done a good job of overcoming it. Eberflus has done a good job as a defensive coordinator. It's been pretty impressive to see the improvement. But that didn't help you to start the season and the guys available for one game. And now losing a running backs coach, it's an embarrassment. This is stuff, people around the league are scratching their heads like, what the hell's going on with the Bears? What's happened to that organization that they have to fire guys in season? You know why? Because that doesn't happen. You don't have to launch coaches in season. Those guys, you don't have enough time to be up to something in season that would get you fired. You would think that everybody is grinding like hell trying to get better because they're a losing team. Their culture is not awesome. That is an insane takeaway from having to fire people. And, I'm sorry. It just came across as spin doctoring to me, and I found it like almost pretzel logic. It just didn't make an ounce of sense.
Yeah, definitely some spin doctoring going on. They don't have a great culture. When you're 5-20 as the head coach, right, and the general manager combined, and they're 2-6, and then he's trying to talk about how let's just focus in on the last 4 games, the 2-2 record over the last 4 games. That was kind of weird. The only thing, I don't think the assistant coaches who have left have anything to do with their 2-6 record. That's not why they're 2-6. The one thing I did find interesting, and I'm glad the media got them to admit it because there wasn't much they could say because it is a human resource issue, is that the two were not connected. That I found interesting. Now, maybe that's not true. Maybe it's BS. But I found that interesting. I thought it was interesting that they went out of their way to say one is not connected to the other.
I found it interesting, too. I wondered if it was relevant or not. We talked about it yesterday. I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse about it, though, because now you got another situation that could be something very different and separate. I do think, though, Dustin, it may not have anything to do with them being 2-6, but it does have something to do with your confidence that they can get out of it, that they can figure out how to solve this problem when they are using faulty logic to justify or rationalize what's happened on the head coach's watch. You don't get more credit for doing the right thing in firing David Walker than you get blamed for making the wrong decision to hire him. It was the wrong decision to hire him. If you're firing him in season, this was a mistake in judgment. The Bears spoke like they should be celebrated for making this move. And I just think they should be criticized for letting it happen. And they're oblivious to that. It's poor judgment from a head coach, which is not talking about whether you should punt or what quarterback to play. This is judgment in terms of his character judgment and putting a staff together. That's troubling, and that's a problem when you're wondering about the direction of a franchise. You're not looking at one-loss record. They don't want us to look at that or focus on that. Okay, let's focus on the things that are more intangible and big picture. And if we do that, you have no confidence that they can get out of their own way. They're 2-6. And yes, they're 2-2 in the last 4 games, as Flusy told us. They beat a team that is dismantling in the Washington Commanders and a team that just fired his head coach in the Las Vegas Raiders. Not impressed. You have to do it again.